Hello and welcome to the study room with me, Matthew Bentley, and the boy who looks like the Milky Bar kid gave up being a cowboy and became a fucking accountant instead, Frank Harris.
All right, that was pretty good. I'll give you that.
All right. So we're discussing a Skype call today that me and you had a few weeks ago.
Yeah, well, for a little bit of it, I don't think there's enough to talk about for the full 30 minutes. But yeah, we'll give it a go.
Is that okay with you, Frank?
That's
Do I have your
fine,
fucking
yeah.
permission?
Yeah.
All right. So let me just tell you from my perspective first of all what went on. Right. So I'm at home, and I get a message off Frank on Facebook saying, Matty, my parents have gone out. Do you want to come over for a few beers? And I go, I'm alright, Frank. I've got an essay to do. So I did my essay, got into bed about 12:30, just about to go to sleep, and I get another message off Frank going, what you doing? I go, I'm about to go to sleep, Frank. He goes, would you mind Skyping me? Right now, this sounds a bit gay, actually.
I don't recall you saying you're about to go to sleep. I recall you saying nothing or something along those lines. I think if we scrolled through the Facebook,
We don't
feed,
need to. We don't need to.
Well, it's fine, but I think you're just trying to play this up for comedic value. You know, telling little white lies. But continue. It's fine.
Cheers, Frank. You're gonna make a brilliant comedian one day.
I don't want to be a comedian.
All right.
I want to be a drummer.
Anyway, that's kind of ruined the flow of the story now.
We'll continue the story.
All right, so I get a message off Frank saying, what are you doing? I may or may not have said I was in bed trying to sleep. And he goes, would you mind Skyping me a bit? And I go, I'm trying to get to fucking sleep. And he's shaking his head. Anyway, so, and then, what did you message me? What did you message me after that?
Something about it's the first time I've ever been
home alone,
yeah.
And you were scared.
Yeah, that's right.
First time you've ever been home alone and you were scared.
Mm-hmm.
And so you wanted me to be present to... What were you scared about?
Well, there's some, the house makes noises in the night, doesn't it? And I sometimes think, is that someone knocking on the door? And people knocking on the door really, really late at night. You
were scared of a home invasion.
Yeah, that's the type of thing. Or someone who I didn't know knocking on the door.
Just generally someone you didn't know knocking on the door.
Yeah, because then I'd be too scared to get up to see who it was, because I'd be too scared if I looked out of my window and someone was at the door who I didn't know, I'd be really scared and I wouldn't want to.
Right, so and you thought I would be adequate protection.
Well, not protection, just something to set my mind off it. Because you seem to sap one's concentration. Because you're quite
what?
You're quite an interesting guy, so when people are talking to you, they sort of stop concentrating on what they were concentrating on.
I'm not. All right. I won't say I was that interested.
If you weren't an interesting guy, we wouldn't have spent several hours doing podcasts.
No, it's not because I'm an interesting guy. It's because
I'm
you're
a fucking weirdo.
I was gonna say fucking autistic, but we can go with weirdo. We can go with weirdo if you want.
Yeah.
One of them, autistic, weirdo, autistic. We could meet in the middle. Down syndrome.
I'd hardly say that's in the middle, dude.
Well, whatever you want to say.
Anyway, I haven't got Down syndrome.
But you've got autism.
Well, I might be ever so slightly on the autism spectrum, but
right, I'd say more than a bit slightly. Anyway, so we're doing...
I have no problem socialising with people who I know.
Yeah, you do. You really do. Anyway, so... I felt a bit sorry for him at this point. I'm going to be honest, that's why I called you. I felt a bit sorry for you at that point.
Cheers, mate.
So, I called him on Skype. And yeah, what I can't remember. What did we talk about? Oh yeah, I asked you, is this really the first time you've ever been home alone ever?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I was like, really? That's surprising. That shocked me quite a bit. And then you asked me, am I the most virgin if virgin you know? Or something like that. Am I the most virgin person? I just didn't... I couldn't process that. Am I the most virgin person you know? Well, you've not had sex, so you're definitely a virgin. But it never occurred to me that there were possible degrees of virginity.
Well, I guess not. I think one thing you also commented on was the fact that when I called you, I was eating pate on toast and drinking tea.
Oh, yeah. Do you know what? You want me to come over when your parents aren't home and you eat pate on toast with tea.
Well, because you weren't...
And you wear colourful jumpers as well.
Because you weren't round, I didn't have any beers in, so I was drinking tea, right? And quite frankly, with pate on toast, quite frankly, I would prefer tea and not Guinness or Nuki Brown or whatever.
But you still could on me to come over when your parents weren't home.
Well, they were at home at that point because if they weren't home, then I wouldn't be able to go and buy beers. I asked while they were still in so they could get us some beers and they decided to come round.
So your plan was to get me over, get me drunk, and then spend the night. That was your plan, was it, Frank?
No.
Were you going to wear a colourful jumper?
Well,
were you going to present me with some pate on toast? And some... What tea was it? What kind of tea was it? Just standard tea.
PG, I think.
Do you know what? I'm sincerely disappointed by that. I can imagine you having, like, posh people tea.
No, I mean, I do have, like, pure blends in the cupboard that only I drink, but, you know, I just fancy PG. In fact, I'll try and name a few that I have.
No, don't, really. No, oh, God.
Assam. Ceylon.
Oh, God, make it stop.
Lady Grey. Earl Grey.
No. No.
Yeah, just things like that, really.
No, God, that was awful. That was just awful, Frank.
Yeah.
God. Right. So, that was... Yeah, that just... And then you started asking me about... You showed me a picture of a girl you fancied, didn't you? An actual female as well.
Yeah.
So you're in denial. So you're in denial.
Of what?
Well, you invited me round, planned to get me drunk, intended on me staying the night.
What the fuck?
And then...
No!
And then you've presented me with this female you fancied as a cover.
No. Absolutely not. I don't feel that way towards you. I don't feel that way towards men.
Sure.
Yes.
If there was one celebrity you had to turn gay for, if you had to have sex with a celebrity, a male celebrity, who would it be?
Oh, Christ.
If you absolutely had to. Please let it be Stephen Fry. Please let it be Stephen.
You're not far off.
I can
tell you that. You're not far off.
I can imagine Stephen Fry being your type.
Probably David Mitchell.
Wow.
Don't ask me why.
Do you know what? Stephen Fry was slightly sexier. David Mitchell's got that nasally voice. What? Why David Mitchell?
Because he's extremely funny. I reckon we'd get along great. If you mean when you say,
I'm talking from a strictly sexual angle.
Oh right, well, I don't know.
You don't know.
He's just. I think he was the first man crush I had.
My first man crush was David Mitchell. It's just like a random celebrity. I can tell you're not trying to be funny with that. Because if you were trying to be funny by picking a celebrity you wouldn't necessarily find attractive, You'd pick someone like Arnold Schwarzenegger, who'd be intentionally weird. But you've picked David Mitchell,
Yeah.
who is just so random and so, like, niche that you wouldn't think of him. So I can tell you're not actually trying to be funny there.
I'm just telling the truth.
You just fancy David Mitchell, okay?
Well, I don't fancy him. I mean,
You've just said you've got a man crush on him.
I've got a bit of a man crush on him, but you know, for a heterosexual man, a man crush is just
right.
You know.
Imagine we're in a bar and I'm David Mitchell and you're trying to approach me.
All right. Okay. Cool. Let's. All right, mate. Can I buy you a drink?
Just a glass of port and a cigar, please.
That's
my David Mitchell impression.
I doubt David Mitchell would order a glass of port.
He's posh. Anyway, we've got way off track here. So
yeah, we have got way off track.
Girl you fancy, you show. I don't know how much details I'm allowed to leak about her. I don't know if she fucking listens to this. I legitimately doubt it.
But you know, let's just err on the side of caution.
Okay, so she plays drums.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. And tell me about her. What do you like about her?
We have a lot in common. You know, because we
don't fucking blind me with detail, Frank.
We play the drums.
I didn't ask you your life story. What do you like about her, Frank? A bit more, please.
We have a lot in common. You know, it doesn't purely have to be, you know, aesthetic. We have a...
I'm not saying it's aesthetic. I'm saying, what do you like about her? And you've just said we've got a lot in common. We both like the drums.
Yeah, you said, and we both play, but you say... you said rather, you hated being in a relationship with your ex-girlfriend because you had fuck all in common, right?
Right.
So, you know, surely you should be saying, actually,
but
that's a good shout.
My girlfriend before that, I enjoyed being in a relationship with because we had a common interest in rap music. We had a common interest in kind of horror films.
Mm.
We also, what else did we do? I had the same kind of sense of humour, right? And also, we didn't mind compensating in certain areas. So, you can't just sit around playing the drums together all day. What do you I also liked, you know, fucking stories she had to tell and shit like that. You know?
Well, stories are fun. We could share stories.
I'm not asking for you to tell me... Again, you're back to us being in a relationship. I'm not asking to share stories with you. I'm asking you to share stories about this fucking girl. What do you specifically like about her, other than fucking drums?
She's got a great personality.
Oh, for fuck's sake. She's got a great person. What is great about it?
She's funny.
Right.
She's likable.
Okay, likable again is unspecific.
She's funny. I think in certain
You've said that already. Funny. In certain areas, what?
We're sort of on the same wavelength. Or for any physicists watching, we are on the same lambda.
Oh, for fuck's sake! Right.
Shut up, Matty, just because you don't get it, because you don't do physics.
You don't do physics anymore, do you?
Yes, I do physics.
Do you? I thought you dropped it.
No, I didn't drop it.
I don't care.
I'm just not doing it at university.
I don't care. All right.
Anyway, just because I may have not done physics anymore, it doesn't mean that I didn't do it for long enough to learn that lambda is a denotion of wavelength.
You've also not done anything long enough to realise that how to talk to a female, have you?
No,
you've not got to that
really.
point.
Well, a female friend.
I don't know what lambda is, but I can talk to a female.
Well, I can talk to a female provided we're not going somewhere. You know, in a relationship. You know.
But how often do you go
romantic
somewhere?
relationship.
How often do you go somewhere?
We don't.
We. Again, it's not me and you, Frank.
No, we as in me and the female.
We're not a couple.
Oh, fucking hell. Me and the female. That's what I mean when I say we.
Which female?
Any female.
Any female.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll set you up with Dot off Coronation Street. How's that?
Who's Dot?
I don't know. I think it might be Coronation Street. No, Pat. I'm thinking of that big fat one. have that. Pick. What about Susan Boyle? I'll set you up with Susan Boyle.
No, she's probably got better things to worry about, like recording a new album or performing on stage. Not that I would, not that I would want to.
I like how you put yourself down by saying Susan Boyle would have better things to do.
Well, yeah, because she's rich and famous. And
She's not rich and famous. She's not done anything since she won fucking X Factor, has she?
Britain's well, she didn't win, and it was Britain's Got Talent. She came second to Diversity, I think.
I don't particularly. His point is she's not done anything since.
Well, she's recorded albums. She
but
performs.
Name one album.
I think she did one called The Gift.
Oh my god! Please go out drinking. You can name Susan Boyle albums.
I can't go out drinking because I'm 17.
Oh my god. Frank. This is... Right, tell me more about this girl then. Right, so she's funny, you're on the same wavelength, and you both play drums.
Yeah.
What else do you like about her? Give me an anecdote. Give me something specific.
Well, I met her when we were doing work experience.
Right.
Down in the music department at our school.
Okay.
And when I say our school, I mean mine and yours school, because she goes to a different school.
I'm aware of that, Frank.
Yeah, well, because I told you, didn't I?
No, because we both go to the same school, and I don't know this girl.
And I did actually tell you in the Skype call as well.
Yeah, I don't remember that, but by default, you would have to mean our school and not her school. Because you specified it was our school. You didn't need to specify beyond that. I'm not a fucking idiot, and no one else is that fucking retarded.
Yeah, and we both know the school, but we're not going to name drop.
Brickshaw.
Fine. So, we met when we were doing work experience at my school.
At Brickshaw.
Yeah. And that was a fun 2 weeks, because I got to be called Sir.
By her?
No, by the students. Which was a little bit strange, because at that time I still had braces.
Right, that was the only...
Well,
that's not even specific to the girl. Give me something specific to this girl.
We discussed drumming quite a lot.
Okay. I don't know what's going on outside, you prick.
But they might come in.
And they have.
Hello.
Right, we wanted to
Guest stars. Right, we have several guest stars at the moment. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 guest stars, 2 of which aren't actually in the room. Get yourselves in.
Thank you.
Oh.
Or get out.
Oh, eight guest stars.
8.
7, Frank. 6, 7. 1 is 7.
Oh, and another one.
Well done.
Fucking hell.
Right, get yourselves in and shut the door.
We've just
Yes.
listened to
Stars on the
one of the
shoot.
podcasts.
Right, okay.
Let's get an autograph, please.
Yeah, that's fine.
He's giving an autograph.
Go on, Matthew.
Alright.
Cheers.
Shut the door, pal.
Thanks, guys.
Now this is quite awkward, because if any of you have seen the live episode, the person who Matty said he would bang is actually in the room right now.
Wow.
Grace is in the room.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, so,
No,
has,
go ahead, Evan.
has anyone got anything to say, seeing as this is going on the internet?
Oh, for God's sake, we've got another person coming in now.
You know what? Why don't we just get a camera crew in here and have a fucking panel show?
That sounds like a good idea. We should do that.
No, Frank.
Fine.
Why do you got shut down?
And will you stop pissing about with the lights?
Oh my god, Frank.
Jesus Christ. Right, this is totally...
This has just gone downhill. We're about 10 minutes... we're about 10 minutes short of what we were aiming for, and I want to end it now.
Your
Don't
life
end
or
it
just-
now.
Just
Cobain it, did you guys?
Yeah.
Kind of want to end my life at this point. I weren't expecting an audience.
Yeah, we've got a live studio audience. Let's continue. This is going to seem slightly forced, but you know, let's.
Nice one.
Show must go on.
All right, so I don't know if I should explain what we've just been talking about to everyone or just carry on.
No, just carry on.
Like I said, don't let us interrupt. Just carry on.
All right. So Frank was talking about a girl he fancied.
I think fancy.
No,
is...
just carry on. What do you like about it?
No. I think fancy is too strong a word to use. I think the term should be wouldn't be averse to being in a relationship with.
Frank, that's for anyone for you.
There are some people.
The look on his face.
This is so good because we've actually got the real reactions
Yeah,
that
Frank,
would be
carry
made
on,
by an actual
carry on,
live
carry
studio
on, we're
audience
trying to move past.
in an American sitcom.
Right.
This is
All
awesome.
right, carry on. You're too excited. Calm down.
It's your dream.
This is my dream. This is what I wanted when we started this podcast a few months ago.
I have a dream for one day.
So, yeah.
White girls.
Come on then, Frank. Frank, who's the female?
Tell everyone about the female. What do you like about her?
She's a fellow drummer.
Oh, Annika Niels.
Yeah, that's the one. That is the one.
And you in a car!
I'm glad you remembered the name. I couldn't.
Oh, this is Anakin, isn't it? Anakin the Rabbit, isn't it?
Yeah.
Anna Kneels. Is that a name? Right, tell me about
I killed them all.
Annika Niles is a...
You've changed the name?
Is a well,
Wait,
that's...
is it Annika or Anakin?
Annika.
No, it's Anakin. She's
Anika Nilles.
He's written it all over his walls.
Does anyone want to replace me on this? Anyway, carry on. What do you like about her?
Well, she's a really, really fantastic drummer.
We've done that.
She's really, really, really attractive.
Right.
In what way?
In the sexy
I'll handle
way.
the questions. Again, right? It's not that controversial. We'll go on.
No, it's something else.
Right.
She's about 5'7".
You look for that. Then.
Well, in episode 2, I did say I like people who like 5 foot.
All right,
5'4", but 5'7" is not that big a jump.
How does he know a height?
Because I stood next to her.
That's
to
a
have a photo
fucking good
taken.
question.
Because
how do you know her height?
Because I know my own height. I know my own height. I'm 5'11", and when I stood next to her, she was a few inches shorter than me.
Imagine if she saw this.
I hope she does. I hope she does. I'm gonna find her on Facebook and send her a link.
Oh no.
No, that would be harsh.
No, it's fine. You can search for Annika Niles online. You can send her a link.
To this podcast.
But I doubt she'd watch it.
God, why are you so self-deprecating?
Fucking hostility I can feel coming from Frank right now.
Anyway, we'd better move on to the segment, haven't we now?
Oh,
the
for
only
fuck's
segment
sake.
the only segment that you're actually allowing.
Right. Yeah, go on.
Right, so we need silence for this a little bit because this is going to be amazing. So if you want to introduce the thing.
This is I'm gonna explain what it is because we've got people in the room. This is Frank's little segment that he gets to himself called Hateful Harris, where he just rants about something he doesn't like.
So let's run the jingle.
All right, so everyone. This is my first time hearing that.
Can we play that again?
Absolutely amazing jingle there, courtesy of my
Can
father.
we play that again?
All right.
Again.
You want it again, do you?
Play it again, please.
Oh my god.
That's
Right, okay.
Alright.
Right, okay,
all right.
brilliant.
Absolute silence for Frank's little
Right.
segment now.
So you ask the all-important question.
What are you doing today on Hateful Harris?
Vegans.
Right, go on. What do you hate about them?
Let me expand on that. When I say I hate vegans, just try to.
I can't turn it off.
Right, let's have less of that. So, when I say I hate vegans, I don't mean I think any less of a person for being a vegan, and I don't actively try and make a vegan's life a worse place.
All right.
But I don't understand it. That's the.
Is that it?
behind it? Well, I can expand on that if you want.
I'd rather you didn't, but we've got 5 minutes yet, so go on.
Look at you scheduling the program, and you don't even like scheduling.
Carry on.
So veganism. Veganism, I don't understand, because they don't say they say they don't like eating animals, which is fair enough.
Yeah.
But they don't like eating anything that comes from animals, which isn't actually harming the animals. So
Right.
they can't drink milk, and in turn can't eat cheese.
Right.
Because the milk comes from the cow.
I think we all know what a vegan is, Frank, but go on.
So, in doing this, they find it hard to get all the nutrients they need.
Right.
And someone told me, I think he's actually in this room, they have to take, I think it's cobalt pills, which is just, evidence of them not getting the correct nutrition.
Right.
So, yeah, and someone else said, it's pointless people being vegans to try and make a difference, because no matter what they do, there are always going to be people who choose to do the opposite. Or
Right.
are just going to continue doing the opposite.
Okay. This is the most boring thing I've ever heard. But
Well, then you can wrap up the podcast. You'd
Right.
like that, wouldn't you?
I would.
Hey?
Right. Okay. This has been The Study Room with me, Matthew Bentley, and Frank Harris, and the rest of the cast of Rugger Rock.
Give us a
who've
bye-bye.
just Come in.
I said give us a bye-bye.
Bye bye.
Thank you.
There we go.